Imagine more than half of your life being ripped away from you, spending your 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s behind bars for a crime you didn't commit. Well, that's exactly what happened to Ronnie Long. Earlier, Al and I spoke with him about his remarkable story. That's today's Freedom Files, Wrongfully Convicted.
The year is 1976. Jimmy Carter is president, Rocky is the #1 movie at the box office, and a gallon of gas costs 59 cents. On the night of April 25th, a woman in Concord, North Carolina, is raped during an attempted home robbery.
A white victim, very prestigious, influential pillar in the community.
Days later, police bring the victim to a nearby courthouse, hoping she can identify her attacker. They seat her in the courtroom, where 20-year-old Ronnie Long is facing a minor and unrelated trespassing charge.
I played baseball, basketball, and football. Typical teenager life.
But that life comes crashing down.
2 detectives, the same 2 detectives that I saw sitting in the courtroom, came to my house, told me they needed me to come downtown with them. My mother asked them, do we need a lawyer or something with him? Nah, you don't need nobody with him. Walked in the police department with the 2 detectives. They tell me I'm a suspect in a rape and burglary case. You know what happened after that.
The trial begins just months later, and protesters defending Ronnie's innocence take to the streets. At trial, prosecutors have zero physical evidence tying Ronnie to the crime.
You got a white judge, a white DA, 12 white tainted jurors. You tell me about the trial. What trial? I was convicted the day that they picked me up.
An all-white jury finds him guilty, sentencing him to 2 life sentences.
All I seen was a candy-coated version of a modernized lynching.
For decades, Ronnie's legal team files petitions with the court attempting to prove his innocence, but with no success.
But get what? God had a better idea.
In 2005, Ronnie's team makes a jaw-dropping discovery. Piles of evidence that were never disclosed at his original trial. Hair samples, clothing fibers, and burned matches from the scene of the crime that aren't a match to Ronnie. The biggest shock? A rape kit that never made it to trial. Despite it all, a judge rules that the physical evidence did not outweigh the victim's testimony.
I knew I had been set up. I knew I had been framed. I knew my mother and my father's name had been tarnished. And I refused to quit.
Then, in 2015, more unearthed evidence. 43 fingerprints taken from the original crime scene, and not a single one matches to Ronnie. Finally, the federal court believes Ronnie's innocence, and his conviction is vacated. In August of this year, after 44 years behind bars, Ronnie walks out of prison a free man.
Ronnie Long, welcome to DBL. So 44 years taken from you. It's hard for me to even wrap my head around that. I would be fueled by anger. Now, I want our viewers to know this and really understand how much of your life that you had to sacrifice for a crime that you did not commit. So let's really paint the picture here for our viewers. Ronnie, you spent your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s behind bars, again, for a crime that you did not commit. Now, the woman who accused you, she went to her grave still saying it was you. How do you not hold resentment towards her?
My resentment is not towards her, it's towards those 4 corrupt Concord police detectives that lied, put me in front of this person, Mrs. Ball, because I feel as though, you understand, saying she was only doing what they asked her to do. But if you look at the legal documents, the judge asked Ms. Boss on the day that we went to court. The judge asked Ms. Boss, did the police ask you to pick Ronnie Long? And in the document she said, they could have.
You know, and the fact that we're still not out of the woods with this is bewildering to me. It's angering. But your next battle is getting the North Carolina governor to give you a pardon. Without it, you can't get compensation, which you absolutely deserve for your time. I won't call it time served, which was time stolen from you.
Yeah, robbery.
Robbery. You need to be paid back for the robbery that was committed upon you. Now, if that governor is listening to you, what would you say to him? This is your moment.
I can't even get food stamps. I'm trying to get food stamps. And I asked Governor Cooper, I mean, if there's any kind of compassion in your heart for another human being, the evidence speaks for itself. I ask you to assist me in trying to make a life for me and my family.
Now, Ronnie, what are your dreams for the future?
Future? Have I thought about my future?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm asking, man. I'm asking people to understand my situation here and know that that I'm struggling for real. I'm still struggling even after 44 years of struggle. You know what I mean? It's all good though. I mean, you understand? Saying these are the trials and tribulations that life puts in front of us. You got to believe, you understand, saying that you're going to overcome all forms of adversity. My future right now is from day to day.
Powerful words. So we ask you, please, to help in Ronnie's fight. Visit his website, freeronnielongnow.org. There, you can donate to his GoFundMe page and sign his petition to the governor. All hands on deck. We need you. Thank you again, Ronnie, and we will be in touch.
Thank you, Mr. Long.
Hey.
And just to give you an update to the story, DBL has reached out to the North Carolina governor for comment on Ronnie's pardon case. We have yet to hear back.